The number one reason why you struggle with your iron play, the club face gets relatively open in the backswing, we get a little bit cuppy at the top. To square that up coming down, we get an impact position that looks like this. The grip end of the club goes back, the club head overtakes the hands in an attempt to close that club face. The back of the left wrist elevates towards the sky, the club face gets really open. If you're this golfer where you get to the top of the backswing and then you get a little bit too cuppy, where the knuckles get closer to the wrist angle, then as you come down, shaft gets steep. Then we release the club early in order to square that club face up. If you struggle with that issue, simple drill, place your right hand next to your right pocket, use your left hand to face the ground. That's going to allow the club face to start to square up. Show that left wrist is relatively flat. If you're still struggling with the club face getting too far open, exaggerate it slightly, you've got the knuckles to the ground, that's going to orientate the face a little bit more close position. So create a fist at the top of the backswing, that's going to allow the face to square up. Stage 1, the knuckles of your left hand aren't facing the sky, that causes the face to open. Stage 2, don't get to the top of the backswing when the knuckles are closer to the wrist angle. It opens, shaft steepens on the way down, pulls the left hand towards the ground. That's going to allow the club face to start squaring up and slightly closing. If you're somebody that struggles with your impact position, hand only, knuckles of the left hand towards the ground, and that's going to square up that club face. Then as we get to the top of the backswing, it's the feeling that you're getting to the top, you create a fist with your left hand. As soon as the knuckles start to get closer to your left wrist, that's where we get a very cut position, club face open. So get to the top, feel like the knuckles get away, feel like you create a wider gap between the knuckles of your left hand and also the wrist. So the feeling to develop from there is back of the left wrist towards the sky. That's going to get the club face to slightly square up to close position at the top of the backswing, and then that's going to give us the perfect opportunity to square up the face a little bit easier. Place your right hand on the club, check the position of the club face matches the angle of your spine, shaft matches the angle of your feet line, get to the top of the backswing, knuckles closer to the position of your wrist. The feeling from there is back of the left wrist towards the sky. So create a fist with your left hand. If you're still struggling to get that feeling, think about your right hand. Palm your right hand facing the sky, that's going to flatten out that left wrist, if not slightly bow it. Then as we come into impact, because the face is in a slightly closed position, then from there for us to square up, we can transfer weight onto our front foot. We're going to create that shaft lean that's going to help square up that club face. If the face is really open at the top, for us to square that club face coming into impact, we get an impact position where the grip end goes back, that closes the face. Also creates a very weak impact position, we add lots of loft, the face closes. Get to the top of the backswing, create a fist with your left hand. If you're still struggling with that feeling, right palm to the sky is a great feeling. It's going to help square and slightly close that club face. Then as we come into impact, we can add that lean in the shaft forward, where the hands get to the golf ball for the club head, and then that's going to help us deal off the club coming into impact. It's going to enable us to square up that face and create ball turf contact that everyone wants to achieve. Club back left hand only, check the club face, make sure the shaft matches the angle of your feet line, place your right hand on. The feeling as you want the club back is knuckles to the ground. Get to the top of the backswing, feel like the back of the left wrist faces the sky. If you're still struggling with that feeling, right palm to the sky, that's going to slightly square to close the club face. If you struggle with getting really cuppy, face opens. So feel you've got a little bit of stretch in that left wrist, back of the left wrist towards the sky, right palm to the sky, that's going to square up that club face, and it's going to prevent you adding lots of loft to impact, struggling with the club colliding with the ground before impact. The hands are always leading the club head, which is going to help us create ball turf contact. Start creating divot after the golf ball, that's when you know you're trending in the right direction.